we hope to extend on our efforts, of course, and our achievements to date, to work via Workplace Pride with more companies, more countries, to make this topic known and for people to be aware of their behaviors. So we need to do more in both our companies, but also in our partnerships. And I would say it's not only the companies, so it's not only to Shell as a company, it's also not only to governments, it's to all of us. And I would hope that people that are attending this conference will be inspired to also think about their influence. Who do you talk to? What networks do you participate in? And make sure that we all have our contributions and that we all make a difference.
I personally feel safe at work. I think in Shell the focus of safety is very important, and Shell really goes beyond to try and ensure the safety of all employees. I work at the head office, so being LGBT usually is not much of an issue. But I do realize as well, of course, that the reality might be very different for someone that works, for instance, in a refinery or somewhere else in a manufacturing plant, or even then in countries where being LGBT is criminalized. So that obviously is a big challenge for an organization like Shell that operates across so many countries in the world. But to add to that challenge, obviously, in order for Shell to be able to secure my safety or ensure my safety, obviously, it means that they need to know about myself, and I need to be out as an LGBT employee. And therefore, I think the importance there is for Shell to create an environment where all employees, regardless of whether they're lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, feel comfortable to bring their whole selves to work, so that they can do the best for me and make sure that I'm looked after.
So have we been able at ING to reach out to all our LGBT employees? I wish I could say. So it's not all that difficult when you decide you want to reach out to every nationality at ING. You know them, they're registered. But we don't require people to tell us whether they're LGBT. So that I'm just unsure about. What I am sure about though is we've got a few efforts that I really am proud of. One is we've made a diversity manifesto where we make it very, very clear what we think about diversity and what we stand for. And we've asked every local CEO in our bank to distribute that among our employees. So I'm very sure we've done that. The second thing is we've got a diversity council. Now that in itself may not be impressive, but it's being led by a member of the board who really actively supports the cause.
Yes, as an LGBT member, I receive monthly updates of our internal community. It's called ING Gala. And in the newsletters, we see the events and everything that is relevant for the members, including me. And it's a nice thing to have, but it would be nice to see it more spread throughout the company in the future. So it could be a bit more broad, but that's a nice note for the future.
Yeah, as IBM, we have been able to reach our LGBT crew, if you will, through a number of activities. First, through history, because we're doing it already for 50 years, so people know what they were driving this. Secondly, through our actual programs, that we're running out. But most of all, by giving them actual updates on what's happening. Then it's most important that executives speak out and give words of encouragement and be vocal. That's what we do.
To drive more progress in the visibility of the transgender workplace, it would be good to make it personal. Share the information you have, share your experience, share it with others and let people learn from your story. And enrich the information that's already there on websites, books, and etc. That would be my advice.
So allies have a very important role within IBM. I'm happy to see that we have more and more allies joining us. So in all layers of IBM, we see that we have strong allies. And what they do is they empower the LGBT community to be more themselves at work.
So my advice, also for Booking.com for the upcoming 10 years, is that I think if you look back at the past 10 years, I think a lot has happened in Booking, but I think in many companies. But I think the upcoming 10 years, it's very important that companies keep creating this awareness and keep giving it its support. And I always say with Booking, our customer base, we have people with different cultures, different backgrounds from all over the world, and you need to have that represented in your employee base as well, because if you drive innovation for different customer types, because customers are not the same everywhere, you need people that understand that. And Booking is not a very top-down culture, it's very bottom-up. So we want to make sure we create groups that do this innovation with different backgrounds, different cultures, different interests, different experiences, and that all together basically creates the best innovation you can think of for your product. And I'm very proud of what Booking has done if you look at diversity over the past years, and I really hope that many companies get inspired and also think about creating a very open culture, and not only for the company but for your employees, for your customers and for the wider community.
Critical factors of making this even more successful than it already is that we need to reach everybody around the world. Like, we're such an international company, but to make this like even better than it already is, we need to get that input as well.